What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Practical Oiler episode 6. It's International Essential Oil Day, July 11th, and we're going to talk about the history of oils, share a little bit of my oil story, pull out your favorite oil, sit down, get a cup of coffee, and let's talk. So, what's up, everyone? Again, it's July 11th. It's International Essential Oil Day. I didn't even know this was a thing until just recently. Just found out that there was a day. So this is pretty unscripted. I got some notes that I got pulled up, and we're just going to talk about oils for a while. And I wanted to talk a little bit just about the history of essential oils. A lot of people don't know. They think it's something that came about in the 90s, or that MLMs created essential oils as a way to scam people or something like that. And I mean, that's not it at all. Essential oils have been around for centuries and used for so many different things, and it's not a new thing. It's not something that was created to, as some big company conglomerate thing. It's been around forever. These are just plants that have been around since the dawn of time. So the term essential oils itself came about in the Middle Ages. The origin of the term essential oil dates back to the Middle Ages, as alchemists rapidly searched for what was thought to be the fifth element, the other four being fire, water, earth, and air. Distillation allowed for these discoveries, as many plants which were distilled produced a liquid that sat on top of the water. In these times, anything that was lighter than or didn't mix with water was classed as an oil, even though essential oils aren't actually an oil. When this so-called fifth element was discovered, it was called quintessence, and considered essential to all living things, which is where the term essential oils come from. Also, on a nerdy side note, quintessence is the fuel used to power Voltron. So, also, you're pretty much Voltron if you use essential oils. So that's neither here nor there. Just thought I'd share. So, the definition of an essential oil now is any volatile liquid obtained from plants, including flowers, shrubs, grasses, trees, through the process of distillation. Literally hundreds or more naturally occurring chemical and aromatic constituents of the plant have been discovered in a concentrated form. They're soluble in alcohols, vegetable oils, and other fatty acids, but not water. That's why water diffusion works without altering or adulterating the oil itself, because it just doesn't mix. It's not soluble with that water. So a true essential oil is extracted by steam distillation only. No other solvents, no chemicals are used to get the essential oil from the plant. No adulterations or folding, which means nothing's been added to or taken away to improve or enhance performance, aroma, or safety of the oil. So, unfortunately, nowadays, oils that you can buy at big box shelves, or oils that are super cheap, they either have synthetic additives that are added, that share the kind of same scent profile as the oil. So in order to make that cheaper, they will add a synthetic additive that is similar to it, in order to bring the price down, or increase the volume that they're able to make based on that. So, but it's not what a true essential oil is meant to be. Only 100% pure plant material collected from a local geographical region is used. Each essential oil should be a single plant origin and contain aromatic, therapeutic, and medicinal purposes. They're generally lighter than and do not mix with water, with a very few exceptions. In pure form, they will not leave oily mark on a paper, but they may leave colored residue if the oil has a distinct color. Most are colorless to pale yellow, although some may be dark brown like patchouli, blue like German chamomile or blue tansy, orange like sweet orange, green like geranium, Conversely, don't assume that plants' distinct color will produce oil of that color. For example, lavender oil isn't purple, it's a very clear to light yellow color. Um, so that's a lot of what real essential oils are. Again, times have changed, and as governing bodies are able to, I say regulate, but they're really not regulated. And one of the reasons for that is because they are just plants. They're just plant oils. There's not a lot of money in patenting. You can't patent a plant. Um, you can patent the method that you use to distill it if there's something proprietary about the way that it's distilled, but you can't patent the oil itself because it exists everywhere, so it's hard to regulate, unfortunately. I mean, everywhere you look today, stores online are filled with offerings of essential oils that claim to be pure, therapeutic grade, or certified, or medical grade, or clinical grade, or aromatherapy grade. And I mean, it can make your head spin looking at all this stuff. But it's just not regulated. Dietary supplements, or like dietary supplements, essential oils aren't regulated by the FDA, which means that essential oil products don't need to gain FDA approval before they're brought to the market or sold to consumers. The FDA still has some power over the makers and distributors of essential oils. The FDA works to enforce guidelines and restrictions concerning how essential oil products are marketed, specifically the health claims made in connection with the product. So, a lot of companies in the late 80s, early 90s were hit with claims because too many people were making just too many claims. There wasn't scientific evidence to back up. It's literally one of the reasons why I created this podcast, because I want to show people the real scientific and clinical studies that exist that do support claims. Too many people write off essential oils as they don't work at all, and that's not the case whatsoever. Like I said, the term essential oils comes from the Middle Ages, but essential oils themselves go so much further back. I mean, we can go all the way back to to biblical times and ancient Egypt, and in the Bible, oils or essential oils are mentioned 191 times in the Bible, and 33 different essential oils or aromatic plants that we get oils from now are mentioned. So 33 different ones are mentioned. Most famously, everyone knows that upon Jesus' birth was given frankincense and myrrh, which were essential oils. In the book of Esther, in chapter 2, it discusses how before Esther went before the king, she went through 6 months of beauty treatments that consisted of myrrh, used as a beauty supplement. Ancient Egypt, one of the most famous things Egyptians used aromatic botanicals for was in mummification and preparing bodies of the deceased for burial. Embalmers used various botanicals such as cinnamon, resins like frankincense and myrrh, and an early form of cedar, juniper essential oil was used. And then, as time went on, and when the Roman Empire went to Egypt and brought some of those back. And then, the Romans, their bathhouses used essential oils aromatically. Things like juniper and cypress and fir and pine were used in their bathhouses. And a lot of them would use aromatic oils mixed with olive oil. And if there wasn't a bathhouse, they would use that to bathe themselves in those oils. And then, in the times of Magellan, when he was traveling around the world and went to the Far East, and we found things like cinnamon and nutmeg and all the spices of the East that we wanted, a lot of those became essential oils that we use today. These are things that have been around for so long, and it's just such a natural thing, the plants of the world that we have here to partake in, and a lot of them have a lot of historical, medicinal, therapeutic um, uses for them and have been used that way for centuries. And there's no reason that we can't use them now. But like I said, it's just so important to find the absolute purest oils that you can find out there. And yes, a lot of those pure oils are going to be more expensive than the ones that you're going to find at the big box stores. But the high price of natural oils, coupled with their limited availability, has encouraged a search for substitutes. So I guess why do I use essential oils? It's something that a really good friend and mentor of me and my wife had discussed, and I'd seen them. I had a neighbor um, who was an independent distributor of a company when I lived in a different state, and I don't think she ever once even offered them to me. I never uh, didn't learn anything from them, but I knew that they were there and that they existed and that they probably smelled amazing, but I didn't really dive deep into the world of essential oils and until a friend and mentor of ours brought them to our attention and said, hey, like, I've been researching these, I've been getting into them. I think we should do this together. I think you guys. She knows my strengths and she knows my wife's strengths, and that hey, like, let's all be independent distributors together and learn a lot, and I think these can help people, and we were all in the business of helping people in different ways. So we came alongside her and formed a team, and it's been an amazing journey so far, and we're just getting started in this, and like, I'm only on episode 6, so there's so much more to learn. There's so many oils, and I could do an episode on each and every one. um, there's so many amazing things out there, and so many studies that prove that they work, and support the claims, and but even when I first got our first starter kit, and I looked at them and I smelled them and they smelled great, and I said, it's nice, it's fun. And then using an oil blend on some back pain that I had, that I would normally turn to pharmaceuticals for, over the counter meds. Um, and I didn't. I was like, well, I'm gonna try it. What's the worst? The worst that could happen is that my back smells nice and I'm still in pain. And the best thing that can happen is exactly what happened: is that over a day or two, the pain that was at like a 6 went to like a 4, and then that 4 went to like a 2, and then another day it was gone. And could I have numbed that pain quicker with an over the counter med? Yeah, of course I could have, but I didn't. And I didn't need to. And it's something that, when smaller pains come now, I can do something about it quicker, rather than waiting for it to hurt so bad that I take an over the counter med. Um, and then from that, moving to helping us sleep better at night, using things like lavender and cedarwood, that's been proven to help your body produce its own melatonin and help you fall asleep faster. um, Using things like that, and then I really started getting into it and going, hey, like, what documentation is out there that supports these things? How are these used? What are they used for? um, so yeah, and then we just started going, and then being able to help other people with things. Me and my wife are both military vets, so being able to help people who suffer with anxiety, or not even something like anxiety or depression, but just emotions. We have emotions that we it's not okay to show a lot of times. Troubles with work or parenting or just life in general, and and marriage, and and so much stuff that happens to us in our lives, and the ability to have something that can keep you grounded, or things that can keep you centered, um, and help you manage emotions and hormones and pulse and blood pressure and all these things. um, your olfactory system and your brain is so powerful. Scent is powerful. um, I don't know if you know this, but well, that's it. It's a whole nother episode on the olfactory system and how that works, and the power of scent, which I may do at some point. Um, but yeah, so it's something that I went into as a skeptic, and now I am 100% a full on believer in these products, and that they can help a variety of things, whether it's frankincense and myrrh for your skincare, or um, cedarwood and lavender for sleep. So many different things. Peppermint for headaches, and oh man, I can go on forever. But yeah, each of those can be their own individual episode. But I just wanted to kind of share, uh, my story, and hope that anyone listening who um, is interested in oils and hasn't tried them, I'll say it again. What's the worst that could happen? The worst that could happen is you smell nice. That's the worst that could happen. You buy a couple oils, you smell nice, you diffuse them. If you watched my not two episodes, so episode 4, you'll see that this is cheaper than a candle. Diffusing in an oil diffuser is fractionally, but still cheaper than a candle, but so much healthier than burning candles. So if you haven't listened to that episode, go back and listen to it. But that's the worst that can happen. And the best thing that can happen is it can change your life. Whether you're just wanting to use the product, or whether you want to help other people discover these amazing oils, and help them on their journey. And if you're really good at it, if you really want it and you're really good at it, and I want to differentiate, it's not a for everyone thing, but if you're really good at it, you can find financial freedom in this, and that's not a bad thing. It really isn't. So yeah. What's my favorite oil? Probably frankincense. If anyone wants to know that, it's we have it all the time, and it's in the diffuser now. We put it in our diffuser when we sleep. Um, I think episode 2 was on frankincense. I talked about that. It's an amazing thing that we have access to. So yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna end it. Happy International Essential Oils Day, everyone. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave it down in the comments, what your favorite oil is, or if you've never tried oils, leave a comment down below. And I'd love to talk to you about that too. So yeah, comment. And be sure to subscribe. Be sure to hit the little bell so you get notifications on future videos, or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform if you prefer to listen to this while you're doing yoga, or vacuuming, or in your car on your way to work. So yeah, I appreciate every single one of you that listens to this. It means the world to me. So thank you all. Happy International Oils Day.